As for the rising floodwaters, they forced emergency responders to use boats to evacuate residents of a Wells County mobile home overnight.
Overnight reporter Rod Haesong has been on the scene since 2 o'clock this morning. He joins us again on the phone. Rod, what is the latest?
Hi, good morning, Pat. The latest here is the rain has stopped, which is very good news, and it appears for the time being at least that the rising floodwaters have also slowed. We don't know if they've stopped, obviously. 8 Mile Creek runs behind Stony Creek Mobile Home Park in Zanesville. That's in northwest Wells County, small town of only about 600 people. The mobile home park here started taking on water at about 1 o'clock, according to sheriff's deputies. They got a couple of 911 calls from some concerned residents believing they may eventually become trapped by the water. Firefighters responded here with several boats, and they end up going to every home in the mobile home park, and about 60 residents have been taken down to the Methodist Church here in town. The American Red Cross called in to assist with the displaced residents. Also been told about 10 residents stayed. Now, there were a couple of concerns for firefighters, of course, during this rescue effort. Take a listen to what they were.
To make sure we can get the people out, get them out safely. Second thing is then we have to look at utilities, the electrical and the gas.
And that's all been shut off?
We shut those off. We also disconnected batteries to vehicles. We had some vehicles that were already shorting out, so we made sure that as we were checking the trailers, we'd also disconnect batteries on the vehicles.
Now, age ranges here for those that evacuated from infants up to the elderly. We're told that no one was injured. Most, as they exited, had a couple of belongings with them. Many people brought pets with them. I did see a Wells County animal shelter on site to help with anyone and their pets. Again, most just cold as they come out, as the temperatures kind of got colder as the morning went on. The whole effort took about 3 hours from firefighters. Fire service here in Zanesville actually provided by the Southwest Fire Department, but there were firefighters and boats from Markle, as well as some other agencies in Huntington County, Wells County, and Allen County. But for now, the wait is for the water to go back down. When that happens, officials do not know, and of course they do not know when residents will be allowed to return. We'll continue following the story here all morning and, of course, on Wayne.com. For now, on the phone in Zanesville, Wells County. Rod Haesong, News Channel 15.
All of the flooding around the area is also affecting the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo.
That's where we find News Channel 15's Alyssa Ivinson. She continues our coverage live now at the zoo. Alyssa, the zoo opens for the season tomorrow. Will this flooding change that?
It will not change that. The zoo will still open tomorrow at 9 a.m. just as scheduled. But it's a good thing that opening day was tomorrow and not today. Here's why. This is the the entrance into Franke Park, and as you can see, it's underwater right now. But the water is already starting to go down. Where I'm standing right now was flooded just a few hours ago. But still, today, you're not driving into Franke Park or the zoo. There is some flooding inside the zoo as well. Most of the high water is in the farming area. The goats, though, actually were already in their barn when the floodwaters came because of some construction going on to the exhibit. Debris also clogged a drain by the sea lions, making another pool where the visitors usually stand. Now, crews have been working hard for weeks getting the zoo ready for opening day tomorrow, so some of the new mulch is now strewn around the sidewalks.
Part of the Australian Adventure has some minor flooding. They're in the floodway. The dingo yard has a little water in it. The kangaroo yard has a little water, but we're already starting to see that recede. So hopefully by tomorrow everything will be looking a little better. But then, of course, there's still the cleanup to follow.
Franke Park is in a floodplain, so the zoo is used to this kind of flooding. Opening day will still happen, but not all the animals will be out tomorrow, partly because of the flooding, but mostly actually because the weather is just too cold for some animals. Now, you can see, again, the water is already starting to go down. Back out here live, that is the entrance to the zoo across the parking lot here from where we are. The floodwater, though, really moving very rapidly. It is windy out here, probably helping with that current a little bit. But again, the floodwater is starting to go down. I'll see, I'm about to lose my hat. It's windy out here. At least the snow has stopped for a moment or two. But we're going to send it back into you before I completely lose my hat here. Again, the zoo, though, opening at 9 a.m. tomorrow as scheduled. Pat and Tara.
Some homeowners in southwest Fort Wayne have had to evacuate, and they say it's not the first time they've had to rebuild from flood damage. News Channel 15's Gina Glaros is in a neighborhood off Lower Huntington Road and joins us now live. Gina?
Mark and Heather, there's been no mandatory evacuations, but several homeowners have left on their own. This morning, the fire department was called to help a neighborhood off of Daleview Drive and Bear Road. Michelle McCaney and her neighbors say it's a problem area. According to McCaney, when she left her house at around 7 o'clock this morning, she had 14 inches of water inside. She says what makes her mad is she called the city hours before for help. By the time it got pumps there, it was too late.
They get to go to bed every night, lay their pillow on their head. Now I got to go to a motel and spend the night. To me, I don't think that's right, nor it's fair, just to dismiss us back here like we're nobody.
The fire department says it's working with Public Works and flood control to watch the flooding. Now, depending on if the water gets higher, they'll decide whether to evacuate. Coming up at 6, you'll hear what the city has to say about residents' complaints and a project that could help alleviate the flooding. Reporting live in Fort Wayne, Gina Galeros, News Channel 15.
And the question now is, when will our local rivers crest? Our Nicholas Ferreri is monitoring the river levels, and he joins us now with an update.
That's right, Mark. With the multiple inches of rain that came down, it's no surprise that we have some rivers that are at very concerning levels this evening. In an update since my report at noon, we now have 3 major rivers reaching major flood stage. These include the Eel River at North Manchester, which may reach record severity when it crests at 8 tonight at just under 16 feet. Also included are the Little River around Huntington and the Mississinewa River near Marion, both of which are cresting this afternoon. Then there are a handful of rivers experiencing moderate flooding. On this list are the Maumee at Fort Wayne, expected to crest at 2 tomorrow morning, along with the St. Joe River around Newville and Montpelier, which at last report was still rising. However, no estimate on its crest time has become available. Also experiencing moderate flooding is the Wabash River at Wabash. It crested this morning and is now falling. The rest of our area rivers are at minor flood stage, but these current levels will change as all the rain works its way out. If you want to continue to track rivers near your home, we do have links on our WANE.com weather blog and weather page that will connect you to the most up-to-date river information. From the Weather Center, Nicholas Ferreri, News Channel 15.
Rescue crews have helped people in a Zanesville mobile home park evacuate early this morning. We were there keeping an eye on the flooding overnight and told you about it on First News. Now News Channel 15's Megan Royce continues our coverage with the latest.
Heather, everyone made it out okay. This afternoon, the water was receding. Fire officials say they rescued about 60 people this morning, but not everyone wanted to leave.
High water made for a dangerous situation for people at Stony Creek Mobile Home Park. Rescue crews went door to door offering relief.
Ended up having right around 60 people, both adults and children, that we evacuated by boat, and then numerous pets.
But some decided to stay.
Oh, I wasn't worried about the water. I've seen it high like this before.
Dan McCune has lived here for 8 years. He says the 8 Mile Creek in his backyard is to blame for the area flooding so easily.
It could be here for a while, but I've seen it go down within a day or so it won't stay very long.
Neighbors here at the mobile home park say earlier in the morning around 1:30 the water line was here, and just hours later you can see the water is receding.
A nearby church opened its doors to people from the mobile home park.
We thought we can't get our vehicles out, and we have 3 kids, so we just wanted to make sure that we could get them safe, and then if we had to wade back in to get something else, that would be fine. But, you know, we just wanted to make sure that the kids were okay.
Emergency crews had the electricity and gas shut off to the homes this morning, and we're not quite sure when that will be turned back on. Mark and Heather.
And you know, Allen County isn't the only area hit hard by flooding today. We got some pictures in. This one from Dana Robinson. It was taken in Columbia City. It looks pretty significant there. And this picture from Casey Prize shows the flooding in Wabash. Both those pictures came to us through our reported feature, and you can send us your weather pictures too. Include your name along with when and where you snapped the picture. We could feature your pictures in our online photo gallery.